bots done their things in my chat. The right bots, I mean. Okay. Oh, give me a sec. Okay. I still hate the fact that, like, I don't get Twitch notifications on my phone anymore. You know, I think I'll get, like, you know, the thing about, like, I'll get, like, notifications about, like, you know, certain streamers that I have notifications turned on for. I would have, like, my mobile life dashboard, you know, thing. But that just stopped. Alright. Do that. Check here. Alright. Now go Twitch mobile. Why does that name sound so familiar? Alright, one last thing. Check the stream, everything. So if they're gonna sound then hopefully. Okay. Yeah, cause I do. Yeah, cause I kind of do a bit of a thing now where it's like, for the most part, you know, like I always bring up my phone on mobile live dashboard and everything like that. Just you know, have it kind of playing in the background just in case you know something happens that I don't know about. Because sometimes Twitch has had its moments of like killing my stream. Well, I don't know about it. But anyway, go over here and do this. Because why not? Alright, so we guess we'll go ahead and get started. So, as always, everyone, heyo, my fellow Rumble Maniacs. It's Mr. Rumble Roses here, and welcome back to another installment of Elden Ring Night Rain. I kind of want to start things off by saying I know I'm a little bit late to streaming. Basically, in a nutshell, I was playing a little random off-stream expedition run with randoms. I was playing as Iron Eye, which is why you know you saw me, saw me as him. But yeah, I was playing as Iron Eye, and I was going up against Everdark Drift Knight, as I like to call him, or the Everdark Servant version of Fulgore. Things went pretty well. We somehow managed to get we got some pretty good stuff in my opinion. We got the crater shifting nerve. I got my starting armament bow to +3 because I had set the do lightning damage, and also had rain of arrows. And funny enough, because I didn't really know about this, but funny enough, we all had a winning grace. And then like around at the end of like the day 2 boss that we had, which was fucking nameless bitch ass himself, aka Nameless King. I managed to get another winning grace, so I had I think like 2 on me, and then the other ones, you know, may have had at least 1 on their own. But yeah, you know, we took care of him, and I got a little bit more of the Sovereign Sigil currency, which I think it was like I think I'm at like 31 now. But yeah, today I decided to do some more of my return of Knight Arborias, the Apisswalker. Basically being my Waller playthrough with a build that's based as best as I can all around Knight Arborias. So before I get started, I'm pretty sure people are going to be asking some questions and stuff. So where did the whole thing of Knight Arborias, the Apisswalker come from? So back when I was playing Dark Souls 3, I came across this boss enemy known as the Apisswalkers, and after fighting him a few times at most, something in my brain just like randomly came up with a name for him that was just kind of like to be funny and just be overall random. So I came up with the random name of calling them the Apisswalkers. Um, because it kind of, I think it's like, because to me it was like it was kind of like a joke type of name, but also was like trying to sort of have it like kind of have it rhyme, I guess. And then sometime afterwards, like when Night Rain came out and everything, and then sometime afterwards, DLC came out. That was when I basically got introduced to Nine Artorias. Now, to kind of like to kind of take to steal a quote from a friend. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and and everything. And this is just my 2 cents. People can take it or leave it if they want, but I think Notorious is overrated. He's not really a good boss by any means, and anyone who likes him has a problem, in my opinion. Now that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that, but I never, but like, I just don't, I just generally don't like Artorias. I think he's overhyped and everything. So, yeah. And we got this shit already. Fuck off and get shit on. Fucking baby girl furry too. Kiss my ass and suck my dick. No one cares about you. Anyway. But yeah, so like I said, basically, Night Rain was the first time I got introduced to Night Artorias, and everything. I didn't like, he made me rage, and I still stand by what I say. I think Artorias is overrated. He's not a good boss. He's basically, just a guy who apparently just lost his mind. It can only do things with one arm, you know. And I think anyone who likes him has something wrong has something wrong with him. But anyway, so after all that, I kind of came up with but anyway, after all that, um, I started like doing the little things of like just like making random builds and everything like that. And some of the builds that I made for a handful of the characters involve like starting armament. Their starting armament deals this type of particular infinity damage or whatever, to help with the boss that I queue up for an expedition on. Now, um, but yeah, I was doing that, and then I think like when I found out that there was like the character stat changing relics that you can go to get from the collector signboard. And everything like that. I was kind of like just playing around with those, and just kind of like mixing and matching, and overall just seeing what kind of builds and stuff that I could make. And then some kind of dawned on me where I was like, hey, there's these certain characters, there's these certain night fares in the game that like have certain skins that came from like the world of Dark Souls and whatnot. So why don't I try and maybe make like a certain build or two for them and just see how things go. And I did a little bit of research here and there, and I came across an idea for what I thought was probably the best way I could do a 9 Arborias build for Wilder. So that's what we're going to be doing. And of course, I am going to show you guys everything, of course. Because, what would it be without me showing, the relics and, the build and whatnot. Alright. So I'm using Wilder's Chalice, which has a red slot, a yellow slot, and a white slot. Where the white slot is a freebie slot, so you can go to use any color that you want. And yeah, this is my little Arborias build that I made. First off, I have a red Grand Burning Scene where it has art activation spreads fire an area for Wilder. So basically, when I do my ult, the benefits like a big charge or a little charge. It has like a little pull, like a little, spread like a little thing of fire around, whatever I hit. Again, and I got +2 in strength and dex. Here I got a yellow Grand Luminous Sea, which has +2 in strength and dex, and also have physical attack up. And then I have a blue Grand Drizzly Scene where it has improved intelligence and faith, but reduced strength and dex. And it has +3 in intelligence and +3 in faith. Now, basically from what I have seen, basically from like the real research and stuff that I had gathered, Arborias is apparently if you're wanting to do like an Arborias build, basically like it's basically down to like having like a strength and dex build with a little bit of like I think it's like intelligence and faith. So it's like, oh, I can be able to do that. I can be able to use that for the Wilder, and I can just find some stuff that has like some strength and dex. So to be like, he never really lost what what he might have gained. It's pretty much like a thing where it's like, it's like he never lost, whatever, he would get from having that particular relic on. So yeah, that's how that came about. Now, as far as how these kind of playthroughs go, if my thing will not flash like that. Alright, so the way the things go usually is I queue up mostly for the main bosses in the game. So in this case, like I don't touch the DLC bosses ever again. So you're not really ever gonna see me fight the balancers or Dreadlord anymore because once I've beaten them and gotten their relics, and especially from fucking Everdark balancers, I was like, you know what? I'm never touching them again. Yeah, so there's all that. So basically, like everything from like Night Aspect, Visual Under Fog, and everything upwards, I would try and queue up for, play, and of course I play in trios, often with randoms, and see how things go. I might be up in the case of like, okay, if someone wanted to somehow like randomly partake, and I'm like, they're gonna be like, okay, we can do a little thing and go from there. But mostly it's just be doing with with randoms. I usually try and do 2 bosses per stream, and depending on how things go, will determine whether or not like if I fully VOD the stream or make like one little like video to be like a stream highlight type of thing, or if I don't VOD the stream or anything at all. So like for example, because I'm not gonna do Tricephalos or Gaping Jaw. I'm just gonna use them as an example because I've actually already done a stream, of this build, facing those two. But like let's say like I queue up for Tricephalos, right? If I can be able to go from there, if I can be able to do that, and then I queue up for Gaping Jaw, and I can be able to get through all that, then I would VOD the whole stream, from start to finish. However, like if I only able to beat one boss, but couldn't be like either like beat but either couldn't like get to the final like final thing or whatever, then I would just like have a stream highlight that I like to that I just call them, where I basically just show off the completed the completed run of whatever it is I was able to get queued up for. But if I don't get queued up at all, or if I don't have the best luck and everything, and I can't be able to beat whatever boss I'm geared up for, then I just don't bother stream at all. Like I just either let Twitch get rid of it, or I just get rid of it myself. Now, another thing kind of I guess worth mentioning is because I often play things in trios with randoms, I kind of have like maybe like a little rule or two that I kind of set for myself, and that is I try and stick it out as much as I can. So like let's say for example, I queue up in a trio session, and like one person leaves but the other person stays, then I try to stick it out and just do that thing, to do the rest of the thing as a duo. But if both my teammates leave, then I leave myself because I do not really because I don't like really doing the whole thing. I'm like, oh, like I'm trying to do a solo run when even though like I gear up for a trios type expedition. And the other times that I might leave, it would be either like say if my teammates are not really that good and they keep going down and all that jazz, or if like something happens like from like either the game giving me issues where it's like like there's like some sort of network error and it kicks me back to the title screen, or if PlayStation decides to do a thing where it's like you're offline, you have to like go online, even though I don't do that kind of shit. But yeah, something like that happens, then that's probably the only times I really relieve. So yeah. Now for this little thing in particular, I'm going to be queuing up against Sentient Pest and Augur to see which ones I get first, because those two are the next ones on the list for this run that I have not done with this build. Because I have beaten Tricephalos and Gaping Jaw, and so the next ones would be those two. Oh my god. Are we all gonna be Wilder? Apparently I'm gonna be Red Wilder. About that. Okay, so Augur is the first boss, is first up on the list. So this is going to be pretty interesting because, for one, Augur is known to be always in the air. So we have to somehow find some stuff to like have maybe like some arrows, some like bows or great bows or something to kind of get him while he's in the air. Another thing too is that he's effectively known to be weak against lightning. So we gotta hope and pray that we can somehow find some lightning type weaponry and stuff. And yes, like I decided to do a little thing of giving myself the name of Knight Arborias. Because I was better. I thought I was kind of better to call myself by that than by Arborias. I mean I figured I called myself like Knight Arborias instead of the Apisswalker, which I kind of started off doing at one point. Also, I noticed that we have crater. Open flash. I'll take the smithing stone one for now, even like I don't think I'm gonna be keeping the sword the whole entire time. But people seem to forget. Alright. Now it's gonna be a mausoleum night in here. Oh, what lighting? Increases lightning amplification. Okay, I don't want that. I'll take that though. And I'll take that. Gonna just open that up. I don't know where the others are. But got them nonetheless. Blood for a great sword. It's got steel Peku. I'll actually take that. And looky there, her shield also got defeating enemies restores HP. God damn, dude. It's like, here I am, you know, like trying to just, you know, like do certain things, and then, yeah, try to go for like, you know, like one of the random bosses and everything like that. And I'm just like, nope, we're gonna go completely all the way this way. So I'm away. It's almost kind of surreal per se that I'm kind of like somewhat used to my other build that I have for Waller, that I use and everything, where it's like I have like the ability to use my character skill twice, and also being able to do like a fiery follow-up with my attacks. Like that shit. I'll take that, I guess, for now. Thank you, Ray Body. You've done your service as well. Okay, who? Iron Eye. was an Iron Eye that had invaded. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't want to deal with the... I'm kind of surprised they didn't want to deal with the thing. I mean, hell, it was an abductor version. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going this way. Nice blood greatsword. Owie. I'll take that for that, I guess. We'll go ahead and actually get rid of that for right now. And then get this. I said get this. Hello, fellers. I am. Well, I'm gonna go down her. Here's the gold. Somebody wants to go up here. Resistance is... recovery speed. 2% recovery speed. Take some more lightning grease. I'll take that for now. I'm going to save my smithing stone 2, probably to around near the end, just in case like just in case like I get something like much better, much better, much better. HP and strength. Well, says I guess I'll take that, for holy ground, because I'd say holy ground is one of my favorite little like actual war type thing to use. They come from shields. They can come on the shield, and it could, you can have its uses. Okay, there's only 2 other locations left. Churches. I don't think I'll get like the other one. Really? That should not have been a hit. Hey, let me get in the storm. Let me get out of the storm. Fucker. Nice. Wait, low XP, create holy ground. Some bet I went down the wrong thing. Boy, the whoops thing. Because I'm on. Why are we going here and fight this? Ow. Ow! Heal, please. Fuck. Wasting my damn ult. That shouldn't have been a hit. I move. Taking flambers. And now apparently we're going for Falster Beast. Bam. Really? Fuck you. don't need it. Somebody got Radon's grip bow. Yeah. I move. Well, that's gonna guess you shall receive a Poulier crossbow. Hold on. Okay. I got a bit of an idea. Ow. Okay, yeah, so like I said, I got a bit of an idea on how I can do this. Ow. I'll do it like this. Okay. Corpse Lex Cutter. There it did. I guess I'll do that, sure. Uh, 230. I guess I'll legendary 5 my ads. Yeah, I guess I think I have somewhat of an idea of what I might try and do. Even though the playstyle is going to be a little different than what you would probably see from someone being a wilder, but the idea that I have technically is Gonna be pulley crossbow. I have race wall walking, you know, when this is the, the slow-mo thing. You know, the slow walk. And oh man, let's see. So Gargoyle's Black Blade, even though it's a holy thing, but Corpse Wax Cutter could be nice to, to use. And yeah, it's pretty much gonna be like that. Okay. I don't know what everyone else is doing. But yeah, so even though we missed one, even though we missed one church, blast, if everything plays out nicely, we should technically be good. Because if we go to beat, day 2 boss, we'll get, extra charge to our flash thing, that's giving us 7. Here's you. Look here, Charlotte, mate. Yeah, I believe this is either like regular Wilder or Remembrance Wilder. I think this is Darkness Wilder. Alright, Noble Boy's down. that even though. Got my own little methods. Alright. What kind of smithing stone too? Guess I'll do that. Alright, let's see. Do that for now, I guess. So yeah, pretty much inside here, you know, just shoot a fully crossbow, you know, get ready while walking. Why did they do that? Type grabby hands because they go do some damage to auger as well, or maris, whatever you want to call it. Alright, I've into the phase 2 portion of things. Ow. Oh, fuck you. 15. You'll have to see it. Yeah, I'm actually gonna sell that. Okay, so got into a quick session with Sentient Pest, and that went pretty nicely. Love to see it. So, question is, are we ever going? Well, I mean, we got to an auger expedition, so now the main question is, will we be able to get into a Sentient Pest expedition? Even though I don't really like fighting Sentient Pests, but at least it's not the Everdark version. So yeah. And I guess while I wait and everything like that, I can kind of just show you guys some random little builds. So this here is my main Wilder build that I like using whenever I play as him. It has got the earrings, got the yellow thing relic there, which you can get from the collector's signboard. And the red one, I believe, was pretty much like I want to say like it's probably like the most god tier like role that I could have gotten for Wilder. It's like fucking like standard attacks, enhances fighter follow-ups using character skill with great swords, improve great sword attack power, and ultimate armor charge +2. So like combine that with the other one, I have like +5. Um, I did kind of like play around with like small little things as well. This here is basically my little greatsword build, where I had like some stuff involving like where I had like some stuff involving greatsword type stuff from the red thing that I got for my main build. I also have a yellow relic thing where it has FP restoration upon greatsword attacks, and dormant powers help discover greatswords. Talk about do all that good stuff. Here is pretty much, I think, I don't know if I kind of like, I don't know if I kind of like saw this based on something I saw on YouTube or what, but this is technically my Bloodborne Wilder build that I made. It has partial HP restoration, post damage attacks, I think it's like, and all that. Again, there's my Arborias build. This is my Will of Wilder build, excuse me. Because it uses both double balancer relics and the Wilder's earring thing for the character skill use, or activation spreads fire in area, and stamina recovery upon landing attacks. This here is my poison and rot build that I use because like the main thing is like I have starting armament deals poison and rot vicinity increases attack power, and plus I have the Knighted Dregs Relicon. This here is my Mind Wilder, where it's like supposed to have like like a lot like thing of FP. I also have like I think it's like I'm trying to think it's like if it's like Dark Knight Dark Knight of the thing. It was like, but I'm trying to remember it's like basically from like Everdark Augurs or regular Augurs thing. To have the increased maximum HP. And I have like the blue relic that I use for like I get max HP, increased range great enemy defeated at great church and all that just jazz. This here is my fire loadout that I've made. I haven't I made these like some like a while back, but like it's kind of one of those things where it's like I kind of like keep them in case of like I really need them for like certain emergencies where it's like like certain bosses or kind of like being a pest. This here is my holy loadout that I've made for things like Tricephalos and Night Aspect. This here is technically for my, this here is my lightning build. I've made that, I made it where it has like not only lightning, certain armor does lightning damage, but also has lightning slash. This here's my Frost Wilder build. This here is my, basically like I call it my Faith Wilder build. And it goes back to using that one blue relic and everything, because they don't exactly know what else to use other than it's like, oh, like I'm, wanting to, get all that. So, yeah, those are my little, so yeah, those are my little, Wilder builds that I've made. Some of them I use, some of them I don't. Found out bonus player session, then we'll join my player trade around table hold. Fuck you, game. It's like you find like other like other people, and then like you find other people, and then suddenly it's like, oh, unable to join the session, so now I have to wait again, probably even longer. But anyway, I guess another thing I can kind of show is something that I made for the hell of it, well, something for funsies. So I was kind of experimenting with a stamina. I was kind of like experimenting a little bit with a stamina build that I think like I originally came up with on Wilder, but then I found it to be a thing. But then I found it to be a thing to try for Raider. So I have stamina recovery upon landing attacks, normal 1 and +1, +3 in endurance, and I have a thing where it's like critical hits boost stamina recovery speed, and then stamina recovery for nearby allies, but not for self. So yeah. Now, I don't know 100% for sure, but I might probably play around with this sometime in the future. Because like I like being able to experiment with different builds and see what kind of stuff I can be able to make. Even especially from like the cosplay type builds to some I think could work greatly for the character or whatever. This right here was something that I kind of was experimenting with on Revenant, where I tried to do a thing where it's like I tried to like have it. I tried to do a little bit of a thing where it's like I had it to where she could possibly be able to have her ultimate art gauge fill up much faster, with the yellow relic. It's probably gonna be another thing I play around with sometime. This is my this has kind of become my little standard recluse build now. Same thing for here for my trio procking build for Executor. Even though you could technically put on the Knight of Dregs relic to have like a quad procking type build, where it's like if you take damage, then you can be able to have like temporary Scarlet Rot. This here is another little situation where it's like I'm trying like just to experiment where it's like, oh, I could be able to maybe like pop off my ultimate art with a scholar, especially having like the continuous damage inflicted by targets threatened by ultimate art, so like that can be a thing. And this here has kind of been my quote unquote my little I guess you say like my go-to build for Undertaker. I don't know if I actually did a playthrough of this build on stream, but yeah, maybe I might do that one day. But yeah, basically like I've got like a lot of builds for a lot of characters. some like I use more than others, and some of them being like my go-to. Like for example, like this one right here, for Guardian. This is probably like my one main build that I would use for Guardian more than anything else. Because as the name implies, it's an alt Guardian build. Well, speaking of Guardian, are we gonna actually get a Guardian? Looks like we might. $27 by... And I don't even know how to pronounce that name. I will say it is kind. I will say that it is kind of rare to see. It is kind of like a rare sighting to see people actually playing Guardian. My God, look on the fucking. I look at my stream on the on my phone. Next thing I know, it's like it's kind of like I used to say basically like I'm like I'm like a few seconds behind because like it just showed like all of us running with the crow or the eagles. Huh. This time we got rotted woods. That ow. Great. Whether it's sacred straight sword or got 3 madness encampments. 1 magic, 2 possibly looking like it's sleep things. There goes my phone being stupid again. Oh, come on! I wasn't even on the fucking thing. And I'm down. Like, I wasn't even in the fucking vicinity, and I somehow got hit. Peku. Alright, let's see what we got in her. Alright. Do that for right now. I'll try and go get the church over here. Also notice there is a chest. Two windy crystal tears. That's funny. Ooh. Ow. You fucker. And Undertaker has left the world, apparently. And yeah, I'm out of this area. Curd great sword. Attacks inflict sleep. Wait, where did this come from? Oh man, this phone maybe we got lucky and have too, I don't know. Guardian Golem. Out of the way. Damn monkey. I don't know why, but like I just find it funny that fucking he's got a golem's halberd, like I know it I know it has the word halberd in it, but you know the fact it's like it's not your average, it's not your typical halberd. It's not something you can be able to, do the shield poking maneuver with. Hey, might well take something that can be useful, like. I mean, let's be somehow going to two-hand that. Edge. Well, it is fire, so. Missed me. You missed, bitch. You missed. You know, because of who we're fighting, I'm actually going to take the molded necklace. Attack. These people flats. It's big. Let's give me fear. I'm just gonna cut through here. That's Knight's Cavalry. Seriously? Game heal. Nice. Possibility. Maneuvers. Okay. Right now I'm gonna definitely keep Eleanor's pole blade, because you know, that not only bleed, but also does fire. And fire's the thing that we need for sentient pests. Whoop. I'll do that. Blah, 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 blah. Are we not, we're not gonna take a look at his camp? Well. I'll do that. I'll do that thing. Hey, you got fucking moving spur. Yeah, I agree. Let's go there. Ow. Let's turn that white. What's the Guardian doing? I hope they're not considering. I hope they're not considering the fucking. Okay, about that. About like, I hope they're not considering on fucking leaving. You know, that, especially, you know, that since we made all this progress. It is how one would say, be a bitch made move. You know, to have that kind of thing happen. Nice, 6. Here. Whistle! With a text, Luke Rod. Do I, or don't I? I guess I'll do I. And it's like, do I or don't I? Okay. Okay. Fuck off. You're not supposed to be doing any of that. You're supposed to be standing still like a little bitch that you are. Bitch! Smack you in your ass. Spectre on her ass. Do you even know? She didn't even notice it. How crazy was that? Ah, goody. It's this fucker. Ow. Rotted. Right there, yep. I wonder what's over here. Oh, well, for one, I see a body. Undertaker. Seems to be recovering. Ow. Oh, fuck you. Ow. That's cheating game. Yeah, once I let kill that thing, yeah, it's like it's too deep in the storm. Alright, please go back to your original position. Thank you. Guardian. Don't controller, don't do me like that. Wow. Motherfuckers not going damn storm. Ow, again. Yeah, storm, big wad. Stands breaking. Now we have a moment. See what some of the stuff is over here. I will actually take I'm actually gonna take this. since it is fire. Let the Guardian choose, you know, what he, you know, stuff and things that he wants to get. I would maybe get that if I were you. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So I believe we got some good stuff. Yeah, he's got Mogwin's Sacred Spear. I got Godslayer's Great Sword. Alright. Yeah, I remember one time when me and Alex were doing a duo thing of Night Raid. We were doing our we were doing our Sunyan Bros run, and I remember and I remember pretty decently well, methinks, where um we actually managed to get Mogwin's Sacred Spear and actually helped us out quite a bit. I tried rolling. Who are they targeting? Abby! I blocked, but okay. No! Ain't the fucking beam. Quit yelling! Lovely. I need a moment. Doggy. Rin, 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 rin. Doggy. Uh-oh, dat klopt van. Alright, let's see. Sell. Definitely sell. Yeah, that could be a little thing for Revenant, he thinks. Sell. And we'll keep that for now. Okay, so even though things kind of, went opposite ends of, the order of, bosses and all that, we still managed to get through it nonetheless, so I am pretty happy about that. Yeah. Got right with shifting Earth. I'm actually going to cancel shifting Earth.
What is it? I can't help but be happy, amid all this novelty.
What is it? You can tell me.
I never dreamed I'd be given such a momentous task. Stranger still that I found a way to take it on.
Alright. So yeah, that's going to be it for the stream and everything today. Like I said, I usually do 2 bosses per stream, and both of them went pretty nicely. So, oh fucking yeah. Okay. I'm gonna switch to my PC channel real quick to get things set up for raid. This person's got the great club. But yeah, see if I can find someone to possibly raid. Just chatting. Oh my word. Curiouser and curiouser. Yeah. Definitely can't do that because we're definitely can't do that channel because we're follower only. If it is, don't like follower only. I might try out this person since they haven't been live for that long. Let's see. Alright. Sorry, kind of had things going this way or that. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream and everything like that though, and as always, just want to say, first and foremost, thank you guys so much for watching. I really and truly appreciate it. I don't know exactly as to when I will do more of this. Maybe I might do it like, um, I think it's like next Tuesday because it'll be my active week streaming on that day because today because right now it is Sunday, which is the end of my active week of streaming for this week. So my next planned stream, if everything goes well, will hopefully be on Wednesday. For my 2 day it's for my 2 day week of streaming. I might try to do some more weapons mod Wednesday with Freedom 2 with the Blork demake mod. Maybe make some progress in that because I think we're on like, I think like we're kind of close. I think we're getting close to the end of the playthrough and everything. After that, I don't know 100% for sure. I'd say maybe like part of me would say like maybe I might do like Dead by Daylight or something like that to maybe do my adept run on on Jason Voorhees, or I might do another little another game. But I'd say for right now at most that um, Wednesday will be at most Weapons Mod Wednesday with Freedom 2. So. Alright, can we do this raid? So he says, yes we can. Alright, so if you enjoyed what you saw today and everything, feel free to give the channel a follow. And also check me out on other places as well, from YouTube to Blue Sky and even Twitter as well, even though I don't post on Blue Sky, but I do have an account there. And until I see you on the next video or live stream, as always, take care everybody, and I hope you all have a good week or weekend.